So this is Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, actually on the Xbox One. It's the re-release of the trilogy. Now, way back in the day, right? I played this on Nintendo DS. However, this was not my first Phoenix Wright game. It was actually, I think the third one. I think I played 2, 3, and then 1, because at the time, the other 2 were easier to get a hold of. And this specifically is an added case to the DS, so it wasn't as part of the original trilogy when it was originally released. So what I've noticed, going back to Phoenix Wright, now I want to go through the second and third ones after this because I think I might be more nostalgic for them, so I want to, clear that out of my head, is that things are getting really fucking shaky at the moment. So even in episode 4, like for instance, there's so basically if anyone has fucking played a Phoenix Wright game, basically you have to find contradictions, and testimony and all that sort of thing. It's like a combination of visual novel and adventure game. So in the fourth case, things were starting to get a bit weird and convoluted in that there was a piece of evidence in there the entire time that contradicted a lot of the testimony, and that was the fact that the gun fired 3 times. So when you're trying to hunt down, like say this is a fucking, what's it called, a piece of testimony, you present evidence like, objection, like that fucking meme. But the problem was, that was there the entire time, and it really wasn't anything that you could properly use until like the very end of the trial, so to speak. So you're trying to and it contradicted a number of statements earlier on, so it was a bit of a pain in the ass. It brings me to this case. This case is really fucked up and confusing, but we have what I'm going to call a Meekins Paradox. It took me a while to get to there. The background here, Meekins is a police detective. This case right now is about you defending a prosecutor, like, it doesn't matter what she is. You're defending this woman who is accused of killing a policeman in a parking lot. On the day of the pre-trial, when you're getting evidence, this character basically brings trying to give another character an updated dossier about the case of a. Now this is going to be a bit hard to explain because it fucking. I know why they did it, because it's like a gotcha moment. But he's bringing a dossier to the prosecutor of the case, saying that so-and-so actually died or possibly was attacked in another location, right? So they play it saying, oh, how could this character die in 2 places when, it's like, I don't know why, obviously. It's a gotcha moment. It's like, oh, character might have died in one place and moved to another, or they were there, got attacked, and, it just basically sets up that they might have died somewhere else. They played this trick in the 3rd episode. However, they did it much more elegantly. Here, it's just fucking weird. So this character brings the dossier about the victim getting attacked in the police station, like the evidence room. The next day after the trial, no, I guess 2 days later after the trial, I'm trying to remember the time frame that if you go investigation and trial right away, or if it's 1 day, 2 day, and 3 day. You hear from Gumshoe, he's the detective that's in the main one in a lot of the games, that they caught the perpetrator. Now, here's the thing. They're setting it up because you already have a defendant, right, for the murder of this person. They're setting up that maybe someone else killed him and maybe she did something else, right? But we haven't gotten that far yet. I don't know. I can't remember this case all that well. I'm assuming that they're going to go in a logical, A to B to C. That's what it is. However, they say they just got the perpetrator. He's down in the detention cell. The perpetrator is the motherfucker who had the report about the person he apparently killed. And he says, right when he got attacked by the victim in the evidence room, he blacked out and he woke up in a detention center. So, okay, so let's just go from what he's saying here. Ignore the first part, right? He's saying he got attacked in the evidence room, and when he woke up, he's in the detention center. And that day, let's say day 0, the detective was killed, either in the evidence room or somewhere else. This motherfucker is the one who brought the dossier to the prosecutor of the case. So let me just try to explain this. This is like 1 or 2 days later after that. I think this is day 3 technically. So day 1, like a day or so after the victim was killed, he brings an updated dossier about the potential of the victim dying there, but he is the actual, he is the suspect. From his point of view, he's saying he only remembers getting attacked and waking up in a detention center, losing 2 days. Yet they had him carry the fucking dossier. It doesn't make any sense. Now, I'm assuming they're going to try to explain it, or it's just a gotcha moment. It's like, oh, now he's the suspect, when it doesn't really make sense for him to be the suspect in this continuity. It's like a missed continuity situation. So this case is kind of blowing my mind. When there's these weird aspects, like Phoenix Wright games, Ace Attorney games work better when they make sense, like the Danganronpa and whatnot. Now, even Danganronpa and Ace Attorney, they like to pull fast ones on you, plot twists and shit like this. This is a fucking plot gap that doesn't make any fucking sense logically. And these games, like Danganronpa is basically heavily inspired by it, right? Heavily require that consistency, as it has to be, because it's a logic-based game. The second you lose logic, it all falls apart. So this is this might be a minor issue, but right now it's this is a tangent going off what we're already going on in this case. Plus, the setup doesn't make any fucking sense, because I'm pretty sure they don't really address the fucking basically the time fuck up, right? The fact he was walking around with the dossier and he ends up being the suspect, I don't think they ever addressed that. I have no idea. This is bizarre. This is basically broken, right? Now I know from playing this, this is spoilers, right? He's not the murderer. I'm fairly certain. So it's just I don't know what they're trying to go with here, but this case so far, I mean, you can tell it's different than the other cases, but it just really doesn't feel solid so far. And even then, at the end of Ace Attorney, it didn't feel like the first 3 cases were much better planned out. It seemed like even at the end, it was just getting fumbled and a bit convoluted there. But again, they're trying to tie in and wrap the story up. This is just weird, and yeah, I don't know. This has baffled me. I've actually was playing this a couple days ago, and I wish I recorded right away my thoughts, because there's a lot wrong here, and I'm just kind of rambling. So you can see it went dark on me, whatever. So yeah, I'm just sort of sitting here thinking, what the fuck is going on?